Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm your host, Ghost Jason. We are right back here with another video today, and I'm doing it this way, a voiceover, because the audio at the very first of this video wasn't working for some reason. The mic just wasn't picking anything up, so I'm just here to finish everything else. But yeah, right behind me, so you can actually hear me, right behind me is a 91 Toyota 4runner SR5. And yeah, we're doing a clutch job on this thing and everything else, and trust me, this is going to be a decent video and everything else, but it's also going to be a pain in the butt and everything else, because yeah, you'll find out later on. But yeah, everything else said and done, we're going to get this clutch off and replaced and everything else. But I hope you guys enjoy this video and everything else, and on that note, we will get out of here. So we'll show you around this car a little bit, tell you a little bit more about it, and then we'll get right to the actual thing. So I hope you like, subscribe, stick around, and we will see you throughout this video, okay? Before we get into this, I hope you guys like this video, subscribe, stick around, and why don't we get into exactly where we left off and explaining why we're here and what we're planning to do with this video. But I'm pretty sure you'd know with the thumb title. Yeah. But let's pick you guys up. Yeah, what we got here is a very, muddy but clean looking Toyota 91 Toyota 4runner SR5 edition. Yeah, and why we're here is easy. Well, if you look down there, editing glitch. Instead of trying to put a stupid ink blot over the stupid license plate and everything else that takes so much time, just put that over it and I don't have to worry about that part of editing. It's a lot quicker in the long run. Yeah, this is very, 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 very dirty. Before this thing started having issues, what broke down on the side, this thing actually broke down last week and I had to go retrieve it, so I haven't been able to make any videos all week. I'm surprised I managed to get the other one up. But if you notice, you have 4runner, the SR5 V6 model. It's a very desirable model because these are very cool trucks, very reliable, and very desirable to a lot of people, actually. But we're here today to discuss this mess. And I don't know if you see here, but that says flywheel over there. Yeah, that says Toyota on it. Won't probably see too much about that. And I think you know what that is. That's a clutch. Well, there's a couple more pieces, but they're in the car. There's the slave cylinder back there. You can see there in that blue box. This is Napa. This big old box for that, and the actual clutch assembly is from Toyota. Because honestly, this car is nice. It's clean. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm back now. Yeah, this car is nice and it's clean. It does have a few faults here and there, and I'll probably show you what we're planning on doing, because this stuff right here you see here is nowhere near the extent of the stuff that we're going to be doing to this car, because there's some things that's been neglected on this thing for a little while now. We've been meaning to fix it, but just kept getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back and pushed back and pushed back until the disaster struck, when this thing was driving down the road and it was driving perfectly fine, and then it started making a very loud noise, started stinking like crazy, and the car didn't want to move anywhere. And yeah, I already pre-diagnosed it. I looked at it. This thing actually shifts through all the gears. It's fine. All the gears, so that's fine and everything else. But I think the clutch grenaded inside this thing. Pretty bad. I don't know, but last time I had this thing running while I was underneath the car to see for myself what was working, what was not, what happened. See if there was any fluid leaking out the transmission or whatnot. I could swear and I heard something rattling around in the and the bell housing of the transmission where the clutch sits. So I'm pretty sure something came apart in there, or something to rattle around like that. So that's not going to be fun. But like I said before, I hope you guys like this video. Subscribe, stick around, I already do, because this is probably going to be maybe a few parter. Honestly, I have no idea how many parts this will probably be. I really don't, because this is a very high processed job, and like I said, it's not just the clutch I'm going to be replacing. If you notice down here, see something else from Napa. It says seals. That's the rear main seal. Also leaks a little bit. It's been leaking out that almost since the day we bought the car. We found that out when we took it in to have the oil dyed, so we can find out where it's been leaking oil. Because shortly after we found bought the car, we noticed it was leaking oil out somewhere. And this isn't one of the engines that burn oil. This is one of the more reliable generations of Toyotas you could possibly get. These motors can last and last and last without any issues. I mean, if we go over here, sorry about that. You go over here, you'll see, yeah, sorry about the mess in here. I've been cleaning it up. I had to move things out of the way and whatnot to get in here, but you see right there, it's 176,565,000 miles on the clock. So, yeah, good. Not too far away, to the truth, from 200,000 miles. And this thing's actually almost due for another timing belt replacement, but we'll wait until it gets closer to 200,000 before we replace it. But that does need to be done probably shortly after this. But yeah, and this thing is in really good condition for being a 91. I mean, really good. I mean, yeah, it is a little dirty. Yeah, it is a little dirty, but everything's fine. But yeah, I'm going to reset up my camera so we can crawl underneath to show you what we're redoing. But we're going to be pulling this transmission out. Well, today and tomorrow will probably be one video, and it'll probably take 2 days to pull this transmission because I do not have a transmission jack yet. I've been looking everywhere for one. I've been asking family members if they have one, if I can borrow one. I've been looking for a place to rent one. I've been looking for a cheap one to buy one. I don't really care, but I cannot find a transmission jack in the state at all for this car. I'm about ready to pull it out by hand. Being so aggravated about that, but yeah, this is why I haven't been able to make my normal content, because I've been busy with this for the last week. Actually, a little over a week, because this car's been sitting here for, well, since, I think, Wednesday, Thursday, something like that. I think around Thursday, maybe. I can't remember. But but yeah, this is a little difficult because this is still a dang good car. I mean, the engine and transmission itself still shifts like a dream. It really does. It drives really good. It does have a couple problems here and there, but you know what? I'll shut this door because the dogs are barking across the street because people are getting off of school right now, so, and that'll be a little annoying. A couple of pit bulls over there, they like to bark at anything that gets anywhere near their yard, so I don't know. But this is, if I didn't say before, this is actually Mom's car, not mine. Hey guys, welcome back. Yeah, sorry about that. I got a little sidetracked on a couple things, but yeah, we're back. Had to go and do a couple things off camera and whatnot, but since we're in the cab though, yeah, it's time to take this out. Yeah, paper. Yeah, this is the four-wheel drive model, if you can see down there. If my camera will focus. Yeah, because if you notice, that is the actual gear shift. This is what puts it in four-wheel drive and low four-wheel drive, which is over and up. And then, yeah. And that feels nice stiff, so nothing in the transfer case went bad. That feels nice, stiff, and smooth. Feels like it's going into gear, and it's not, doesn't feel loose or anything. No more than usual. But that's factory. Same with the gear shift. Let's see, that's first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. Right there. And it went in all gears perfectly fine. And you could actually hear the transmission underneath the car. The gear is actually going in. So, and then for a little bit of other stuff, go all the way over here and down to reverse, which is pretty far down. But yeah, I have it in neutral right now for the most part. But I did a little bit of YouTuber magic, as in I cheated. But honestly, it's very easy to take this out, because to take down the transmission in this thing, since it is the standard version, the stick shift, if you look down here, there's one bolt. Down here, there's 2 screws. And on the other side, it's the same, 3 and 4. I'll probably mark them as well. And up in here, the actual glove compartment of the center console is just 2 screws in there. That's pretty much everything that holds this entire thing in place. Because if you just take out these knobs, which I'll put nice and kind, but this knob actually needs to be replaced soon. It has a lot of wear on it, like I said, almost 200,000 miles, and these are the original knobs. So I will like to try to find an original one for the car, but if not, but I really like how those feel, not to mention, like I said, 200,000 miles, and they're still holding out fine. Even all the letters in it are still nice, chrome, shiny, and you can actually see it, and that's not faded at all. The glass is not smudged or anything at all with all that years of abuse. So, but yeah, put those up there for now with a couple other things. But yeah, have to be gentle. And there's a couple other things, because this has the rear window that rolls down, so there's the very back window switches and the back window lock. So on the inside of this, before you can take it out, you're gonna have to worry about those wires. Yeah, see, yeah, see this wire and that wire, and there'll be a third wire, which is right here, and that'll go to the back over here, which is a rear vent. And there's vents underneath the back seats that air comes out of. Because here's the air box right down here. Yeah, you can see that. So I'm going to throw this in the back real quick so it's out of the way. And I'm definitely going to have to clean up this car. Like I said, do not worry about the mess and everything else. This car has been neglected lately. Just having problems with a couple things. Especially my mom. She got hurt working a couple months ago, so she's been home trying to heal. She's been having a lot of pain. I think it's a herniated disc, but don't really want to talk too much about that. But and then this comes out of here, very gentle-like, and there's that plate. And I'll probably take off this plate tomorrow to show you that, because right now I can't take the transmission down. Yeah, that transfer case is very crisp. But yeah, I can't take the transmission down right now without some sort of jack. Because this transmission on this thing is heavy, and well, it's huge for one thing. It's a pretty good sized transmission, especially since it's 4-wheel drive, so it has that big old transfer case on it. And to tell you the truth, I did not want to try to take off the transfer case. It just saved time and everything, just keeping the transfer case on. And everything else, if I have to remove the transfer case, I will, but I'm really hoping I don't have to, because I'll save a lot of time in the long run and everything else if I don't have to worry about that thing. But you never know. But yeah, that feels so crisp. So does that. In fact, you can actually, I don't know if you can hear that. I'm pretty sure you don't with this particular microphone on this thing, but you can literally hear the transmission shift into gear, in and out of gear. Okay, right there, that's reverse. This truck is really surprisingly clean for being 30 years old. I mean, yeah, that's probably like 30 years worth of dust down there, but still surprisingly clean. But yeah, enough of me with that. I'll probably get a couple other things, and then we'll crawl underneath the car so I can do a couple things down there. Hey everyone. Yeah, sorry about everything else so far. And I am sorry about about if I seem like I'm a little spacey and whatnot, because I am honestly very tired. I've had very little sleep last night. In fact, the last couple of days I've barely had any sleep whatsoever, so I am exhausted. I'm sorry if I feel a little spacey or a couple other things. Alright, so I just want to get that out of the way, but yeah, we're going to crawl under here. See if I can take you guys with me. I'm not entirely sure if I can or not, but I will try. Yeah, let me get my dolly centered so I can roll underneath this car smoothly. Hopefully. And guys, so we're under here. Yeah, this looks really clean. Actually, it does look really clean under here compared to other 4runners that you might see. Even new ones. Yeah, that is a new exhaust on it, and yeah, it does have a new cat. Yeah, there is some rust going under here, but if I am turning this all apart again, I'm planning on getting a lot of this salt and other stuff off the bottom of this from the winter, since it is starting to warm up a little bit. Not much, but a little bit. But yeah, and the transmission is up here. You're looking at the transmission now. And the transfer case to the transmission. But yeah, I hope I can get this off without needing to spin that over. The heck, this actually has a shield for the U-joint. I guess just a... I never even noticed that before. This actually has a shield for the U-joint. I guess if you know,
uh, explode the dang thing, I guess. But they'll keep that from smashing into the transmission. The looks like the sway bar or anything else. Yeah, the transmission on this thing isn't really that long. It's the transfer case attachment. That thing is long. Alright, while we're down here, might as well mark that. But I do think the transfer case has been rebuilt on this thing. It looks way too new. Not to mention you can see some orange RTV sticking out of there. So, I do sorry about the camera and whatnot. Still learning how to control a camera. Cover everything. Oh, the exhaust bracket mounts to the transmission as well. Holy crap. Can you get a couple screws up there and just remove the exhaust? I forgot there though since I cut that off. Can't remove that one not easy. So I hope you guys are doing good. Why is my screen acting like that? Don't worry about it, guys. We'll take this and fix it up. But first, I don't know if I can get you guys here where you can. You know. everybody, welcome back. I mean, it is way later in the episode and a couple other things. Mostly because it's a couple days later than that first episode. Come on, stupid tripod, stay straight. Yeah, it's a couple days later, and yeah, where I was telling you that I was going to do a transmission on this thing and everything else, and yeah, I got it done, but there's yeah, there's a little bit of an issue. Yeah, don't worry about that. I just have back into the car stored with all my tools and everything else since I don't live here, so I didn't want to keep bringing my tools over here, just keep going there and going back, going there, and these tools weigh a ton, so I wasn't going to do that. But yeah, this is a couple days later. I am sorry about that, and there would be a partly time-lapse and everything else, because in the middle of my time-lapse for a few things, well, my battery died, and I ran into a couple complications here and there. That's why this is almost a couple days to a week later. In fact, it's actually closer to a week now. But yeah, I ran into complications, found out that I didn't have what I needed and a couple other things, so I need to go pick them up. I still don't have a couple tools I don't need, so I'll go pick them up later. But enough of this. Let's get down here. I know the car's dirty. Don't look at it. It's fine. Just don't look. Okay, and give me a second. I'm quickly putting on my mask because I really do not want to breathe in any of this crap down here. But let's get under here. Sorry, this is a tight spot for me to get into. But yeah, can see there, transmission's down. And on the jack, I did get a transmission jack and all that. I need to get the wiring out of here, pull the transmission fully out. But I don't know if you can see up there the clutch. That does not look right at all. If you look up there, you can see a couple of those pins are bent. And there's clutch material all over it, if you notice. And if you come inside the bell housing, you can see all that clutch material. See down there, those fibers, that's clutch material up there, clutch material. Back there, you can see those fibers, that's clutch material. You can see the throb bearing, which actually, if you look there, actually feels still very sturdy. And I also spanned the bearing looks good. But you know what's really confusing me? You know what's really confusing me? Is if you look right down there. Let's see. There. Do you see that? You guys see that, right? I did not touch anything on this clutch. I wish I was recording when I dropped it, but trying to take this thing out was a little iffy and awkward in places, and I would have done more recording, but there's literally no place to put my camera down here to record. And when I tried that, I kept accidentally knocking over the camera. So, but if you see down there, that is a screw. I did not touch anything in this thing. It dropped it, and I left it as it sits. I looked inside just to see, and there was a screw, which I am so confused about. Literally, even the stupid clutch pressure plate. It doesn't even use that style screws. If you notice, those are nuts. Those are bolts. So why is there a screw in the bell housing? See, all these are bolts. There's nothing being held in by a screw. If anyone in comments has any idea about how there is a screw in the stupid bell housing, I'd like to hear it, because I am thoroughly confused where that came from. I mean, there's the top vent up here where you can get to, but I don't think anyone dropped it in there just to try to screw up your clutch or anything. Because where this is, it butts up right against the flywheel, and there's no way to get your hands in there whatsoever to drop that in here. So I have no idea of what happened and anything else, but let's try to get this clutch out of here. I'm sorry I'm using my night vision setting on my camera because I still don't have a light. Oh, I'm a mess. Yeah. So, I guess give me a minute. Let me go grab my jack, put this up on a thing, and let's see if we can get this trans out of here. So just give me a second.
Hey everybody, I guess we're going to cut off here, mostly because this video's taking way too long as it's supposed to be, but like I said in my earlier videos, those videos will be pretty long, so yeah, I still have to go through a lot and everything else, but I'm going to cut it off here, cut off this first part here because, well, I'm going to cut this first part into 2 parts because, well, it's a little longer than originally anticipated, so I'm going to end up doing all that and everything else, but I hope you guys like this video, I really do, and I hope you stick around for the other 2 parts and everything else, I really do. I hope you enjoyed this so far and this content so far, because I am going to probably do some more of this in the future, who knows, but that note, we will get out of here, so I hope you guys like, subscribe, stick around, and I hope we see you in the next video, so see you then, okay? Bye.